Donny Walker. What is it? Wednesday night? Yeah, Wednesday night. Hump day. Never did figure out why they really call it that. Must be some sort of thing. Like all these other different kind of names like that, eh? Mondays, things or whatever, right? So, anyways, hope everyone's doing good tonight. I had a great day today with my friend Ben from England. Well, he's actually from Canada. He's originally from England. He came to Canada here to work with Davey Tree Service. And now he has his own business in Vancouver, Richmond area, called Ben Trees. So anyone over that way on the mainland in Burnaby or Richmond or Vancouver or anywhere in the lower mainland, give him a call. I don't know his phone number. It's on that phone that I'm recording right now. So there you go. But I'm sure you can find it. Ben's Trees. If not, in the next video, I'll let you know that. But I rebuilt that old 2100 for him, which you see me running, and me and him. And my friend Kevin Tuddy there at his firewood lot. So he was pretty happy with that. That was all good. And then he's leaving that other old 480 saw here that I'm going to do for his friend in England and send it over there. But tonight, I just wanted to say, I kind of messed up a video a couple days ago. I was saying to the Americans, oh, happy Thanksgiving. I think it was last weekend, but it wasn't last weekend. It's tomorrow. I'm sorry about that. Ours are just different. Why those holidays are different, I don't know why. Maybe someone can explain that to me. Was the corn pickers and the people and the harvesters doing something different in that year than Canadians did? I don't know. Funny anyways. So yeah. Anyways, happy Thanksgiving tomorrow to everyone in America. Have a great day. Spend it with your family. Do something cool. Definitely hang out with your kids. Do something fun with them. Teach them how to learn to run a chainsaw or chop some wood. That's not good to say, eh? God. But be safe about it. There's nothing wrong with it, but, you know, just be safe about it. My dad taught me when I was a young man, you know, a young boy, using a saw. And I think the first saw I ran, I believe was a not a 1010, like it was like a 510 or a 610. It was like a 1010 version, right? And I remember cutting some rounds with it at these people's property over in an IMO on Howland Bay Road area. And I fell that day, that's right. I fell over that day. I tripped over the log and I landed on my axe. Oh yeah, geez. That's so funny. I'm pointing right at my wrist where I cut myself that day. I fell on my axe and cut my wrist here, and my mom had to take me to the hospital. I got like 3 or 4 stitches there. So that was my first logging accident. Wow, big deal, eh? Anyways, I started running saws pretty young. You know, I was never in the bush for years. I just did firewood, cut rounds, did logger sports. Fell some trees with some friends of mine. Well, I'm not a faller, I'll tell you that right now. But I've been around a lot of fallers and proud of it. You know, my faller friends are my best friends around. And obviously because I grew up with them, you know. You know, they're my customers, but they're also my best friends. So I respect them all and love them all. And it's so cool meeting more people around the world that do the same thing, you know, like, you know, some people grow up in working in a grocery store or their parents owned a furniture store. Well, my parents, you know, owned a small engine shop, so, you know, obviously you're going to do that, right? So it's pretty neat. I ran into a friend of mine today that runs, is a manager for Sunbelt Rentals, and they're one of the biggest rental companies in North America. I used to work with him in Victoria for Richlock Rentals. They got bought out by Sunbelt Rentals, and Sunbelt came on the Vancouver Island here and bought out a lot of companies, rental companies. They're huge. He asked me to come by to just ask, like, are you willing to do any of the small engine work or whatever, you know, help him out a little bit. And I said, no, not really, but I can come and teach your guys, right? I say, you got some employees there. I'll come over if you want. I'll be as a contractor, and I'll teach your guys how to like service the motors, how to clean a carburetor on a Honda, how to do this and that, right? Because some of them are kind of lost on that stuff. They work more on big equipment and not the small equipment. So I'm thinking of doing that. We'll see how it goes. That's just something, I don't know, I just thought I'd do it. Anyways, I also want to show you some stuff here on Echoes. This is the 7310 Echo model. I'm really impressed with them. I did a couple Echo saws for Echo themselves. My salesman at the time, Pat, he asked his boss, hey, let's let Donny take a couple of these and modify them. So I done two 7310Ps here, and I had out to a bunch of follower friends of mine, and they worked very well. They basically are very simple saw. They're non-electronic, which everyone wants these days, or thinks they want or need, because the new stuff they think is crap, but it really isn't. It's great stuff. But yeah, they have their glitches, and everything works out. With all new saw stuff I've seen for years, a couple years on a new model, they get it figured out. I just wanted to throw that in there. But this is a basic saw, meets the EPA laws, obviously, or they wouldn't be able to sell it in Canada or US. And it's an adjustable carburetor saw. It does have a bit of a rev limiter ignition, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You don't want to change it or do any timing stuff on this saw. It's just fine the way it is. What I do to them is quite simple. They're quite detuned, and I'll tell you a story about this model saw. Actually, this saw originally, it was about 8 years ago, maybe. Echo came to our shop or called our shop and told us they want to send us a demo saw, a prototype, and it was this model. And they sent it to us, and it was all like no orange or nothing. It was all like just plastic, you know, like coming right out of the die maker or whatever, right? The molding, right? I started it up and ran it. It ran really nice. It had a nice Walbro carburetor on it. It sounded quite zippy. I thought, wow, that's a nice saw. But unfortunately, the salesman and the engineer from Japan didn't make it to our shop. And there was some problem with passports and whatever. But I got to run it and look at it, and I right away told them some things, you know, like some stuff about the carburetor, I think the venting, oiling. I forget what I talked about. Oh, the dogs, obviously, for falling here on the West Coast. The wrap handlebars, you know, things like that, right? Obviously, if they want to hit the market here on the West Coast, you need full wrap handlebars and proper felling spikes instead of bucking spikes, okay? Bucking spikes are more flat here or angled up, and felling spikes are more kind of down from the saw or angled down. So, unfortunately, those guys never showed up at our shop. So we sent the saw back, but I ran it, and I thought, wow, they got something here, man. There's something in this that was good. And I never heard from them for a long time. Then, you know, in the last couple of years, this model came out, and then our salesman in our area said, Donny, yeah, I want you to, you know, I'm going to talk to my boss, give you a couple of these, do them up, give them out to the loggers and stuff. So I did, and everyone was very impressed. So right now I'm doing this one for Jason Hong. I don't know where he's from, maybe the U.S. I haven't taken it apart yet, but I am tomorrow. And I have two other cylinders here off other saws I'm doing. I'm doing another one for a follower friend of mine, and another cylinder that's a saw part of the Walker's saw shop right now. I got this one set up already with my jig to put in my lathe, to turn the cylinder down, to get my squish right. And they got my other one ready here too, and a 462 I'm going to deal with tomorrow. So I just wanted to show you these. They're a great saw. They're I had a little bit of an issue with a fuel line problem, but I'm aware of that now, and so is Echo. They've already done a fix on the fuel line routing, where the fuel line goes up to the carburetor. The way it went up there, it was kind of on a sharp angle on this, and the one part of the plastic housing here, it was kind of as you're moving it up and down with the mounts, as you're using the saw, it was rubbing on the mount and wearing a hole in the fuel line. So then it would suck air and not run right. But darn good thing, a lot of these new saws have rev limiter ignitions. So even if it does have a little bit of an air leak or a lean condition, it won't over rev and blow up the saw. It's still not right though. You got to fix it, obviously, right? But they have addressed that situation, and I also addressed it by making that routing of the fuel line through the hole a little larger, so it doesn't have to sit there and rub against that mount. So that's something not too bad. So engine wise, they have very good timing numbers on the degree of timing of the motor. There are six transfer ports in this. Pretty cool. So I'm taking material off the bottom of the cylinder, getting the squish right. The intake ends up perfect. After I do that, I do some exhaust work, some muffler work, and away you go. Set the carburetor proper, and these are a nice saw. Get the full wrap on them if you're falling trees here on the West Coast, or have the half wrap if you're doing anywhere else. A lot of the interior falling or other falling in other areas of North America, use the half wrap because they need lower stumps because they use like skidder logging and stuff, right? Where here you need the full wrap to do it properly, and the bigger bucking spikes, or felling spikes, I should say, not bucking spikes. Unfortunately, their side cover isn't all that great. It's not bad. It clears the sawdust pretty good, but I did put a leather flap here on a couple of these, so it'll direct it out of your face a little bit. They do have they have the captive nuts on here, which is kind of cool, right? Let's see how that stands up, right? They have the nice wear guides here. Like this bar plate stands up pretty good. It's a little thin, but be prepared to actually change that after a while, okay? So watch your wear of your bar plate here, and change it out once in a while. If it gets really wore, you don't want the chain starting to get into your casing here. And these guides too, they're only so thick, right? Then you got the screw, right? So you only got, it's going to wear down and your chain's going to start hitting that screw. So then you want to change these out as well. So there's a maintenance factor too on these. Like everything else, every saw has its little things that you need to do maintenance on to keep it running right and keep it maintained right. I guess that's all I got tonight. I just ate dinner up there. It's not that often I do videos at night, right? But had a great day with my friend Ben today. That was fun, and got delivered some saws to walkers for you fine folks out there to get them delivered to you. And yeah, back tonight to organize myself for tomorrow. My stepson's coming here tomorrow, Corey, and he's going to help me out. I got a friend of mine who's got a whole fleet of 372s, X-Torques, regular ones. Half of them are blowing up, half of them aren't, or they got bad tanks or bad cases. So we're going to strip them all down and see what we can make out of them, and also fix a couple of other ones that he brought me. So see how that goes tomorrow. Should be okay, but got to get at her. So happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. Have a great day tomorrow with your families. Be safe, be kind, be happy. Thumbs up for go-kart racing. My buddy wanted me to say that tonight. Have a great day. Bye.